guys, it's Kathleen. Welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe my luck. There are 3 yard sales today. This never happens. Today is February. It's the last day of February, but still February. I'm so excited now. One of them looks like it's Amazon pallets, which not my vibe, but I don't care. I'm gonna give them a shot. At least the first two just look like normal yard sales. There weren't a lot of pictures. There weren't any pictures. But one of them is in a real like ritzy area with clothes. I love those sales. Hopefully they're not charging like $20 an item. We shall see, but hey, it's nice to have options. I'm super stoked. I hope this is the beginning of yard sale season. A little early for us here in Alabama, but I will take it. I'm a huge browser, so.
And that iron table chairs are for sale too.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Okay, so she didn't say that the clothes were all children's clothes, but nonetheless, right out of the gate, I found this Pottery Barn set of 2 king-size shams. They should sell halfway decent. And then I started rustling through this bin and I found 2 what she labeled as Ralph Lauren sets of sheets. They were actually Ralph Lauren sets of sheets, but nonetheless, I was still happy to pick those up. And then I moved right on to some Pottery Barn pillow covers, which is one of my favorite things to sell. And then back there, the blue and the white are some Williamsburg quilted placemats. So right out of the gate, I did okay. Okay, I really should have picked this up. This is a pretty collectible Aurora bear, but I didn't even look it up. I'm just so over Build-A-Bear, to be honest with you, so I passed on her. She had this red blanket marked as Pottery Barn, but when I opened it up to look for the tag, it had a different tag name on it. And so I had already gotten so much Pottery Barn, I just left it. And then I probably should have grabbed that Granny Square Afghan, but those things take so forever to sell. And they are such a pain in the fanny to photograph that I just left it behind.
Katie, I thought that you might want to look at these. I think those are John's shoes.
I gotcha.
You know, so if Katie, can you look at a tag and tag those?
This sale was interesting because I ended up finding out that the guy buys lockers, or storage units, I should say, no lockers. And so that's something that I've just kind of been paying attention to a lot of the videos that are on YouTube, and it really interests me. But the part that doesn't interest me is the volume of crap that you get. And so that's what he said. He goes, anything that is here is stuff that is not in his wheelhouse to resell. Now, I was looking at these pants because these are my size, and I just wear a lot of jeans at school, and so I love me a pair of skinny jeans. I am old, and that's my vibe. I do not like anything wide legged or any of the stuff that's in style now. And then I kept on digging through this pile, and I was super stoked to find some more of these Ralph Lauren short sleeve, like button down, checkered, or I don't know what you want to call it, gingham types of shirts. Those move for me, and I have a ton of them that I still have to get listed. So it's a really easy thing for me to just, you know, list them all at the same time and just change a couple of the descriptors. And so that's why I was definitely willing to pick these up. And all of his clothes were only $2 an item. So for all those reasons, you see me throwing a ton of stuff in the bag. Now, what I didn't throw in the bag was this J. Crew shirt, because not my favorite thing to sell. And then you'll see in a few minutes that I find some Vineyard Vines shirts, and those just take forever to move for me, so I don't even pick them up anymore. This is also a polo shirt, and I want to say it was the Blake also, but it was just too beat up. The collar was all faded, and, you know, I didn't feel like fooling with it. And then here I go digging some more. I didn't know this brand at all. Oh, this members only jacket really took me back. I remember when these were just the absolute shit and everybody had one. I do think this is the reboot version, but even the reboot versions will still sell for $30. Now, if you can find one that is vintage from like I can't remember if it was the 80s or the 90s, probably the 80s, they sell a lot higher, like between $60, $75.
I don't think he actually even went up there. We fixed it now, but definitely there was water getting in there for sure. Huh, I wonder if
So here is one of those Vineyard Vines shirt, and it was in really good condition. I can't remember what size it was, but I just, like I said, they just don't move for me. And sometimes you just have to kind of, you know, you get that feeling when you're picking something up and you're excited to list it, and that is not Vineyard Vines for me at all. However, it is Peter Millar. Now, Peter Millar doesn't sell as high as it used to, but for $2 a pop, I was definitely going to pick that up.
do the whole floor in the kitchen, and they had to like put new tiles on the ceiling downstairs.
I was excited to find this Garth Brooks concert t-shirt at first, especially because it is from way back in 2014, but the comps are just very lackluster, so I left it because it would probably sit for a hot minute before it moved.
Yeah, she said that she loved living in it.
I grabbed this for $2. It's North Face. North Face is just very, very hard to move lately. This one looks like it'll resell for around the $20 mark, but honestly, I kind of low-key like it. It had one stain on the front, but I was able to stain treat it and get it out. And for $2, I am going to happily wear this with some leggings.
So, hello. How you doing? I'm good. How are you doing? Well, Linda got married. Well, Linda got married. So
This is just a vintage men's hooded raincoat by LL Bean, but it is in really, really good condition, and it has this nice fleece lining. So I was definitely going to grab this. This J. Crew vest is just okay, nothing to write home about. And then I rustled through this box a little bit longer, but I didn't really find anything much other than a couple pair of Levi's. So I moved on to the toys, and I was reading around in the bottom, and I did end up finding a couple of Happy Meal toys, or rather Burger King Happy Meal toys. They don't seem to do that much, but he probably charged me $0.25 for each of them, so they're easy enough to list and store, so I just threw them in my bag.
child's name is Morgan, and I was like, I already kind of figured it out, and then they officially like.
This here is a Johnny Rocket padded and lined motorcycle jacket, and they can do okay. Now, some of the Johnny Rocket jackets go really, really high. This is not one of them, but I still should be able to get easily between $30 and $40 for it. And he did tell me that he couldn't sell it to me for $2, but he only charged me $5. So I thought that was more than fair. All right, this was one of the last boxes that I was going through, and I found 2 Peter Millar polo shirts. So again, not going to bring home hundreds of dollars, but also for $2, it's well worth it. And I love picking up jammies that are brand new and in the package. Once again, easy to photograph, list, store, and ship. So to me, for $2, that is absolutely a no-brainer. This London fog had seen better days. I don't really pick up London fog like ever anymore. I have learned to just keep digging because you never know what you're going to find. And lo and behold, another Peter Millar, and this is a silk and cashmere blend. Now, I did find a sold for this sweater for $85, but I think that was an outlier. Most of them seem to be selling between $30 and $38. Hey guys, welcome back to the haul. I have got a ton of stuff. So in total, I'm going to show you what I picked up at 2 yard sales. I went to a bunch of others. I did stumble upon several drive-bys, most of which were terrible. So I'm going to show you what I picked up at 2 of the best yard sales, and then I will have the last 2 sales. I'm just going to post that next week because otherwise this video would take forever. So at my first sale, I literally looked up nothing. So I was just throwing things in the bag all willy-nilly because I was so excited to be back at a yard sale. But she did have a bunch of Pottery Barn things, which I love. I love selling even used. I don't usually find it new, so it's fabulous when I can, still find it with the new with the tags on. But things like pillow shams and stuff like that always sell well for me. So first thing I picked up were these 3 Pottery Barn pillow covers, and they are really like nicely embroidered in this really pretty style. I found one that sold for $25 pre-owned, and there are 3 in this pack. So I paid $10 for 3 of them. Easily gonna make $60 on the low end from selling all 3. What I'm not sure is if I'm just gonna do a multi-quantity or if I'm going to lot them all up together. Part of me just wants to lot them, but then I know I'm gonna get way less. So we shall see. Next, I picked up 2 of these king-size shams. They are like quilted in this really pretty white color. For the most part, they're in great condition. There are, oh, these are just fuzzies. I did find one spot on one of them, but it's the kind of thing that I know is gonna come out when I do the peroxide, Dawn, and baking soda concoction. So I'm really not worried about that. I'm gonna be able to get that off very easily. I can't remember what the comps were, but I will flash them up there. Now, the next thing, she said 4 placemats for $14, but actually there were 6 in here. 2 of them still have the tags on, but honestly, I can't see a difference between the others. Like, the others just look to me like new without their tags. I have to look a little closer, but there is nothing. And like with placemats, you always get stuff on there. So just a quick comp search turned up that these Williamsburg brand of placemats seemed to do okay. Can't remember, but I'll flash it up there. A lot of these I'm not going to remember. All right, she only wanted $5 for these on Clouds, which I don't usually pick up tennis shoes when they're pre-owned, but these were in such fabulous condition that I had to look at the bottom to see that they were even worn at all. I like the blue, the pink and the gray, and they are in a size 8.5. Just look at what great condition these are in. These were hardly worn at all. Okay, this might have been a fail. I was literally giddy when I saw Ralph Lauren sheets. I love to pick up Ralph Lauren sheets, even pre-owned. They sell really well. These were $15 a pop, and for reasons beyond my comprehension, I did not offer her 2 for $20, which normally that's like, I just do that out of the gate, but I just chucked them on in that bag and paid $15 a set. Well, guess what? These are not vintage. I thought they were. I don't know why I thought they were, because I didn't even take the time to look at the tag. I just looked at them. I said, oh, yay. Threw them in there. These are really cute, like holly berry sheets. And to be honest with you, if I had twin beds left anymore in my house, I probably would keep them because I just love the quality of Ralph Lauren sheets. But alas, my twin bed days are over with. And so I am still going to list these. I'm not sure that I'm going to get much more than $30 a set, but I'm hoping they go a little bit higher than that. So I'll definitely make my money back, but not nearly the, cha-ching that I had anticipated. Okay. And then the last thing I picked up at this sale was just this, only because it's new and in the package. Didn't even look up the comps because this is something that if it only sells for like $2, I'll just keep it. But just really pretty. I liked the boat scene, especially since we're getting ready to go into the summer. And I just like Vera Bradley stuff, and everything is still sealed in plastic. The note cards are. So I thought that was definitely worth picking up. Can't remember what she charged me in particular for this, but I only paid $68 for everything. All right. Moving on to the second sale. This next sale was way better cost of goods. So I got a ton of stuff. I only paid, I want to say I paid $30. I did pay $30 because I paid $98 for everything combined. So first thing I got for $5. He was charging only $2 a clothing item. And then he goes, about the motorcycle jacket, I'm going to have to charge you $5. Okay. $5 for a motorcycle jacket. Now, this is not one of the best ones, but this is still going to sell somewhere between $40 and $50 for only $5. Definitely picking that up. And then all the other clothing items were only $2. So this is a Peter Millar sweater. It's a V-neck cardigan. And I didn't even look at the fiber content. It is a silk cashmere blend. Holy Hannah. That is so nice. What size is that? Medium. I'm going to have to hide this from my husband. He's going to want this for sure. We'll see what the comps say. Now, I don't think Peter Millar is selling as high as he has in the past. However, he still moves for me. And that's half the battle, is just not ending up with this stuff hanging around in your inventory. But like I said, $2? Yeah, that's a no-brainer. And that one was a large, and then this one's a large. So, really, really nice. Okay, and then these are just easy. New, sealed, decent size. Kids' pajamas for size medium. Little fleecy things. Definitely hanging on to them. Here's another set of jammies. This says, give bear hugs. Are these kids too? Family pajamas, PJ set for women. Anyway, like I said, that's just a no-brainer because they're brand new. Okay, I do not pick up North Face anymore because it typically hangs around for forever, but there was something about this one that I just liked. I think it's just going to need a little bit with my sweater shaver, and then there's a teeny tiny stain there, but for $2, I liked the oversize of it, and it is in a size small. Well, it doesn't look like a small, does it? but I may just hang on to this because this would look super cute with a pair of black leggings. Okay, here is another jacket. This is LL Beam medium. I think this is men's. Is it? Maybe not. But I liked it. It's in really, really good condition. It's nice and fleecy on the inside. It's a raincoat, has a hood, all the things. Definitely worth picking up. Okay, I have never picked up members only, that I recall anyway. And I do remember when these were totally the shit. And everybody had to have a members only jacket. That's not the case anymore, but these things still sell for about $30, and for a $2 investment, I thought that was worth it. All right, he hardly charged me anything for this, maybe $0.25 a piece. These are the, whatchamacallit, Simpsons characters. I have no idea if they're gonna sell at all, but that was just an easy pickup. I pick these things up all the time. I have found so many that I have paid like $0.25 for that have sold for $15, $20, even $30. So I never turn these away. Typically I will do a quick comp search, but I was just not feeling it, not for what he was charging me, which was next to nothing. So they went in the bag. These I grabbed actually just for me because these are Tahari skinny jeans for $2. And I do love me some skinny jeans. And the last several items are clothing. So I grabbed this Ralph Lauren because I like the Blake style. I've sold it 100,000 times. And I have got a bunch of short sleeved polo shirts in a size extra large that I've been sitting on because I just haven't felt like listing them. And so it's going to be really easy for me to just throw that in the pile and just list them all at the same time. And this is another Blake. So this one is a size medium. What is that one? That one doesn't look like a medium. Yeah, this one, it is a medium. I would have lost that bet. I thought that was larger. And here is another Peter Millar. This is a size extra large. Nice striped polo shirt. I don't know. This might be a linen blend. It is not. Cotton poly. But really nice. We're going into spring. We're going into hardcore golf season. So this stuff is going to move. Alright guys, that's everything for this Thrift With Me video. Super, super excited that yard sales are back. Even a little earlier than I had anticipated them coming back. So definitely like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And I will catch you next week. Bye guys.